keep your the voice maximum, sound maximum, so that you can hear to me properly. So yesterday I spoke to you till here. So I don't know how many of you did you all install this WSL as well as Ubuntu in your computer? Just thumbs up.
Yes, sir.
So how many of you, is there anybody still pending? So Ubuntu, first time when you open Ubuntu, it just looks like this. And actually it installs, and after that it will display some message to you like this. It's usually a Ubuntu networking message. So whenever it will let you know everything like it. This is actually a welcome message. Suppose if I have my cloud, I install Ubuntu in my cloud. Imagine that I install Ubuntu in my cloud, and from here I'm trying to connect to my cloud machine. Then Ubuntu, not only Ubuntu, every Linux machine is going to show some certain welcome message. So here in this welcome message, you will be welcome to Ubuntu 20.04. This is the version 20 stands year. So this was released in 20. So next year we are going to expect LTS. Every 2 years LTS will be released. 20.0.13. And say I'm using Ubuntu for my classes, but you can have CentOS. Doesn't matter. You can have Fedora, you can have SUSE, you can have anything. Okay, but I am familiar with most of the. There is an operating system called Alpine, ALPINE, Alpine. That is a sleek and slender, just like Puppy. As I said, you can install in a pen drive and carry on anywhere. You can just keep it in your pocket. So the whole operating system will be in your pocket. So that is actually the Puppy. So the sleek, the slimmest operating system Linux distribution is Alpine, ALPINE, Alpine. ఇది ఎప్పుడు వాడతాం అంటే డాకర్లో వాడతాం ఎక్కువగా. So whenever I teach Docker, we pull Alpine from the Docker hub. So that is the slimmest operating system, the sleek and slender operating system in the world, Alpine. So I'm using Ubuntu because this is highly advanced and user-friendly operating system. It's very easy to install the software applications, remove the software applications, update the software applications. And they maintain a big repository, very big repository, Launchpad. Launchpad is actually a development platform, just like GitHub. Ubuntu uses their own built-in, development platform called Launchpad, and they have almost all kinds of software with them. You name something and that will be there. So, and then Ubuntu Advantage support and all, something like that. It will give you all the messages. And so this is actually the prompt. This is Linux prompt. Ubuntu prompt. The $sign tilde enter me. This is my username and this is my computer name. So I'm user using this computer Kamakshaya and colon. And this is actually address for tilde ante home anamata. This tilde. Hello, do you all follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is actually the home address, and wherever you find this $sign, that is the prompt. Okay, Ubuntu prompt. Suppose if I use pwd present working directory, that's man pwd, the manual. Man is manual. pwd print name of current working directory. pwd print current working directory. I call it as present working directory, but print name of the current working directory, something like that. These are the switch statements, like different arguments we can pass. pwd l logical, pwt physical. I don't know. Maybe like if I use pwd dash l, say pwd dash what is that? Something I don't know. This is present working directory. So keeping all those things aside, actually the foremost thing, and once when you log into Ubuntu is actually belongs to a particular Ubuntu follows the conventions of the Debian platform. Debian and ఏంటంటే that is actually a platform. So Linux operating systems will be having a platform to support. Like these are actually commonly acceptable. I mean, a platform is actually the rules. I mean, set of rules which are commonly accepted by the community. The platform అన్నమాట. అంటే suppose if I want to install a software, so there must be some sort of common rules. I cannot have my own way of installing, and somebody cannot have. So 100 individuals cannot have 100 ways of installing the software. It is better to have one common protocol. So let us freeze upon what should be the dot format of a software application. Suppose if I write a add-on to Ubuntu, and other people also must be able to use it, right? It is not only for me, because this is an open source community. Ubuntu is open source, so community people must be able to have. We all collaborate when we are collaborating on some software. So it is always advisable to have the common protocol. దాని ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అంటారు. సో Ubuntu actually it belongs to a platform called Debian. అలానే CentOS ఉందనుకోండి, it belongs to a platform called Red Hat. Red Hat itself is a Linux operating system that is the oldest. It is even older than Ubuntu. Red Hat platform, that is actually a platform where there is they follow a convention called .rpm, Red Hat Package Manager. I mean, actually the platform is majorly a package manager. So ఇక్కడ మనకు Ubuntuలో ఏంటంటే apt get అని ఉంటుంది. aptitude అంటే it is actually a package manager, which is not apt get ఇలా అన్నమాట. apt get అంటే aptitude get అని. apt get is a package manager, so with the help of which we can update, upgrade, install, reinstall, remove, purge, auto remove, distribution upgrade. We can also upgrade the distribution. Suppose if 20.04 expire అయిపోయి 22 వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు just upgrade అంటే ఆటోమేటిక్గా అప్గ్రేడ్ అయిపోతుంది. 20.04 will become 22.04. deselect, build, ఇవన్నీ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. These are actually some of the commands which we can use along with apt-get. ఇప్పుడు suppose if I want to install a package, and that package must be available as .deb file, Debian అంటారు దాన్ని. .deb అంటే .deb file, Debian file అన్నమాట. అలాంటి ఫైల్స్ ఏ ఉన్నా కూడా Debian ప్లాట్ఫామ్ యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తుంది. So we can straight away suppose if I want to install Firefox, అన్నమాట. I just have to search for Firefox .deb file, అదో ప్యాకేజ్ for Ubuntu. So packages debian.org అన్నమాట. ఇక్కడ ఉంది. This is actually the server where this .deb file is there. So if I want to install the Firefox, I just have to come here, and then this is FTP server. Suppose if I press all, I don't know, I'm just clicking on this. If I click, what is going to happen? This is actually the source. I mean, this. Let me not. That is a big thing again. So ఇక్కడ ఏదో ఒక దగ్గర ఒక FTPకి వెళ్ళి ఇది రావట్లేదు. It's not opening. I don't know, maybe it's not going inside. Complete mirror list. Yeah, ఇలా వస్తుంది అన్నమాట. This is one of the mirror lists where you will find ఇది మనం వెతుక్కోవాలి ఎక్కడో ఉంటుంది. .db file, distribution .pool, project tools, parent directory, Debian, ఎక్కడో ఉంటుంది .db file అని. దాన్ని వెతుక్కోవాలి మనం. వెతుకొని అట్లాంటి ఫైల్స్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నా .db file, whatever the file, see here like this, Firefox _ Ubuntu దగ్గర ఉంది something. So that is actually everybody loves Ubuntu. In Debian server, it's a bit difficult. Actually, I never used Debian server, frankly speaking. I always it is telling me that you better install through aptitude or synaptic. Don't install manually. Usually what this is a file. .deb. This is the file. I cannot download here. Actually, that is not good. Okay. Then our browser no problem unదని తెలియదు అది రన్ అవుతుంది కానీ బట్ డౌన్లోడ్ అవ్వట్లేదు. దట్స్ ఓకే ఫైన్. ఇక్కడ యా దిస్ ఇస్ ద స్ట్రైట్ లింక్. మీరు కింద చూసినట్లయితే తెలుస్తుంది. కింద firefox underscore you will find the URL in some color. See, if I use my cursor here, you'll find that firefox underscore 92.0.plus build 3 something like that. No, this one same. This file is available from this link. Like a save link as well. See then .deb. So these files are Debian based files. So whatever you can just dpkg. This is actually Debian package manager. dpkg -i install and any some your file name, some name, your file .deb. ఇలా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. ఇలా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఇప్పుడు మీరు యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ మీ అ క్వశ్చన్, సార్ ఇంత కష్టమా ఒక సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయడం? ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఈఎక్సీ ఫైల్ ఉంటుంది, గుర్తుందా మీకు? విండోస్లో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ఇన్స్టాల్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ యూ నీడ్ టు అబ్టైన్ .exe ఫైల్, దట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటబుల్ ఫైల్. సో విండోస్లో .exe ఫైల్ మీరు డబుల్ క్లిక్ చేస్తున్నారంటే దాని అర్థం ఏంటి తెలుసా? డబుల్ క్లిక్ చేసినా ఎంటర్ చేసినా ఒకటే. మనం విండోలో ఏం చేస్తామంటే కర్సర్ తీసుకొని డబుల్ క్లిక్ చేస్తాం, రైట్ క్లిక్ చేసుకొని ఇన్స్టాల్ అని ఏదో చేస్తాం. But this is how we are going to install. Even in Windows, if you want to install .exe file, you have to do like this. మీరు ఆ ప్లేస్కి వెళ్ళి ఎంటర్ and press చేస్తే ఆ పేరు, if you just write that name and enter. So in Windows, what happens automatically it will be installed. You don't need to have dpkg kind of thing. ఇట్లా ఏది మీరు రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. But in Ubuntu, if you this is the way, this is the convention that we need to follow to install any software application. So we need to get the .deb file and then we install. Then again there is a question, sir, does this need to be always .deb file? No, it need not be. You can just get the sources. ఇప్పుడు మనకి Eclipse ఉంది అనుకోండి, Java programs. Eclipse is an editor for the Java development. So Eclipse, we can just take the tar file, tar file, which is a compressed file. We can just extract it into a folder and then start using it. So actually, install, actually, this is not a Linux convention. There is nothing install in Linux. Linux, what happens is, even in Windows, when we install, what Windows does is, it just copy all the source file to a particular folder. That's all, called the C drive. C drive లో ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఫైల్స్ అనే దాంట్లో ఒక ఫోల్డర్ ఏర్పరచుకొని, సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ ఇన్స్టాలింగ్ Firefox, so all source files of a Firefox just go to the C drive in Firefox folder. That's all. So and it creates an environmental variable. So whenever I call Firefox, then that source file it knows where the source files of Firefox exist. It just goes to that path and then finds the source code. So that is actually, so installation ante it need not be necessarily .exe file. It can be anything. So different platforms will have different. అలాగే ఇప్పుడు మనకి Ubuntu లో .db అన్నాం, అదే Red Hat లో అయితే .rpm. So if you have CentOS or Fedora, we'll be using the packages that ends with .rpm, Red Hat Package Manager. అలానే SUSE ఉందనుకోండి, SUSE operating system లో zip. So there is a package manager called zip, ZYP, zip. zip install అనాలి. అలాగే ఇప్పుడు మన sudo get. సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా these are the distribution centric installation methods. So based on the operating system, we'll be following. So you need to read. So everybody. So if I want to use CentOS, I don't know actually. So I have to read what is the package manager, where to get the packages and how to install them. We have to read, because so when we want to use a resource, we need to know what is that resource is. Now, so after you open this command prompt, what the first activity is sudo apt get update. This is the first thing. మన cloud లో కూడా, so whenever we create a Linux machine in cloud, maybe AWS, Google Cloud as well, first thing ఏంటంటే after you create a machine, you need to update the machine, upgrade the machine. Sudo apt-get update. Let's see what's going on. It asks me my password. You see, it is retrieving all the libraries, checking now. It checks. So it is going to where are all the repositories, and it checks for now. If I want to install, It retrieves all the information and saves in one file. Now upgrade. Now it is telling me you have 453 kilobytes of updates available. See here. Actually, yesterday itself I updated my operating system. So yesterday madhyanam nunchi ippadiki again there are updates available. Enti updates? What is the lib proc ps? This is processor based application. Open VM tools and proc cps. Virtual management, virtual machine, virtualization software, and open VM tools, virtualization, some virtualization software along with some processor based software. Na computer processing some software and also proc ps. The ps ante it's a task manager. So processor related task manager software anta kuda. So it is telling me that these are the tools which are available pending in your computer. You want to. So this is actually the size of the file. Now what I need to do, just a small y is sufficient. So it is retrieving all the information. I mean, it's fetching all the software and it just install. Just finished. Now everything. Now one more time, update. Again, it is fetching. Now upgrade. Let's see. Nothing. Everything is finished. You are reading package list, building dependency tree, reading state, calculating upgrades. Nothing. Zero upgraded, zero newly installed, and remove one. Nothing. You don't need to do anything. Everything is up to date. This is the first thing that we need to do.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, so this is the first activity, and so once you do that activity, then you can just go ahead with whatever. If I will try to show you how to install a particular package. Okay, package install cheyadam chupistanu. Once now there is a package called Build Essential. There is a package called Build Essential. This package is this is very much important for both Hadoop as well as there is we need GCC. The C is very, very important for Linux, C programming language. There are few even Linux, some of the utilities in Linux were developed using C language. Sometimes what happens whenever we are installing a software application, this application might depend on some C programs. So by default, the C interpreter అనేది ఉండదు, not into the compiler. C compiler is not available after we install Linux. So for that, there is a combination of tools available for compiling, making, installing automatically inside Linux operating system. So whenever we install a software application, if that application depends on C programs or any other, I mean, it needs to build the package from the sources. A package ఏంటంటే sources ని building అంటారు. So actually, every software is written as a source code. And now that source code should be built for a platform. Windows kete Windows build untundi, Linux build untundi, Mac OS they have Brew, Brew package manager. So different platforms will have different building. We need to build that software so that the software works properly inside the operating system. It is just like a visitor is coming and we are teaching the visitor how to behave in a particular premises. So we'll be having the instructions, sit here, stand there, don't talk, maintain silence. Like when you go to the library, what happens? There will be all these placards. So they are trying to teach you the same fashion. So there is adela install cheskonde sudo apt get install build essential. So ade avutundi chudam. So if I press enter, you see it is giving me a lot of information. You are trying to install a utility called Build Essential, and this is the additional softwares that you might require to install. What are they? Bin utils and the binaries. Bin and the binaries. Utilities which are required for the binaries to convert the sources into the binaries. Bin utils, common bin utils, blah blah blah. CPP. This is what we need. CPP is a C compiler. C compiler for the C++. CPP. CPP9, DPKG dev, that is actually DPKG, package manager. You see there is no CPP, there is no C++ in Linux. In Linux, we call it as the compiler is G++. Okay, this is ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి చాలా important. Even when we are installing Hadoop, we require C kind of G++, G++9, GCC, and all everything, like lib some dependencies. These are all dependencies. No, don't ask me like each and every day. I don't know. Like that is not. I'm not the designer of this Linux operating system. This is what we need to do. Following new packages will be installed. What are they? All this, like you got CPP, G++, GCC. So whenever we are installing a particular software in operating system, it is better to read what am I going to retrieve into my computer. ఎందుకంటే we'll be having, this is the way we develop the knowledge. No, frankly speaking, we are not going to do anything with this. So whether you know or not, they're all these software brought up into your computer and will be installed. But it is always better to have the knowledge. We need to know, because this is my computer. So this build essential, which is an utility, going to retrieve or fetch all these software, other utilities of this software, CPP, GPP, GCC, something like that, and libgcc, lib అనేది libraries. They're all libraries. Okay. So now when I press yes, it's, you see, actually they're just coming like that. They're just coming like that. So I even don't know from, they're actually the URLs when they're coming from some certain repositories, and all of them will be, now the processing and updating is happening. So avani kuda, so setting up. So first ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఇది extracting. First extract చేస్తుంది, extracting. ఆ తర్వాత preparing. So prepare, the software will be prepared for this platform, and then unpacking, and then setting up. So these are actually the activities that is being done in. So we don't need to know all these things, but where this is going and where it is being installed, that we don't need to know. But it is being installed, and this is what is the protocol followed by Linux operating system. So this is actually the very fundamental aspects of Ubuntu. So Srikanth, have you restarted?
Sir, I'm listening to the class on laptop. I'll do it after the class.
Oh, okay, it's okay. So now this is one of the ways of getting the terminal, Linux terminal in your Windows. And then I just only spoke to you how to open that and then update your Linux terminal. You literally have the whole Linux operating system in your computer, but not the desktop environment. You just have the terminal. So you have the CLI, and you can do everything and anything with the CLI. So Ubuntu lo, whatever, as a user, whatever I can do in Ubuntu, all those things, I can even write my CD drive, CD disk, DVD disk, or I can listen to songs, I can play the videos. But only thing is that utility software must be there in the computer. I need to, suppose if I want to listen to music, then I just I have to install a software called GStreamer, audio codex. Once I install it, then I can just play the music, and I need to have some VLC player. I can just install everything I can do from this terminal. So this is one of the ways. But the problem with this is only for the Windows. So this terminal is not a total operating system. It's not a full-fledged operating system. This is just a wrapper available for Windows users. So I'm still in Windows, but suppose if I want to, like, I have Linux machine in my cloud. I want to connect to my cloud, then I can just straight away connect from here, but not from the Windows. Windows terminal is not useful to me. I need to have Linux-like terminal to connect to a Linux operating system installed in the cloud. So it is one of the ways of setting up the terminal. The other way, okay, the way which we are going to practice Hadoop ikkada install cheyochu. It is possible to install Hadoop here, but it won't work properly. Why? Because Hadoop needs a full-fledged I don't know, like let me say, I will install Hadoop here in this Ubuntu terminal, and there are advantages here. Suppose if I just use free, you see there I have the memory. The free memory is somewhere around 3 gigabits or not. It's not there is a swap memory of 2 GB and the free memory is 5 GB. I don't know from where that 5 GB is coming. Actually, I think this is RAM. It's not DF ante manaki memory anni mottam memory anta teesukostundi. So here you see C drive. I got this is actually the total memory DFG. Okay. This is C drive, I think megabytes, 77 gigabytes of memory I have in C drive and 87 gigabytes of close to 100. I don't know, 259 gigabytes of memory D drive and 74 gigabits of, so 52% of C drive is used and 26% of the D drive is used. And it is mounted on this. So / mount, this is the path where the disk is mounted. We need to mount the disk even in Windows, but we don't know there. Windows mounts the disk, but we don't know the mounting. But in C, in Linux, you will know all these things. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇది ర్యామ్ అనమాట. ర్యామ్ వచ్చి ఫ్రీ అంటే ర్యామ్ 5 GB మొత్తం 8 GB మెమరీ నా కంప్యూటర్లో. సో ఓన్లీ 7 GB is available for, it shows me only 7 GB. 5 GB is the memory available for my work. I mean, RAM is available for processing, and 2 GB is earmarked for swap. Swap memory is a special memory. It is a special partition available in Linux, not in Windows. Windows లో swap ఉండదు. Linux లో swap అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, అది చూపిస్తాను నేను తర్వాత మీకు. అంటే ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసేటప్పుడు మీకు ఇవన్నీ అర్థమవుతాయి. ఇప్పుడు now you may not be able to understand what it is. It's just a partition. It's one of the file systems which mounts automatically during the time of booting. Linux boot అయ్యేటప్పుడు అది mount అయిపోతుంది. So there is a RAM here, which is 5. I can use 5. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇక్కడ if I install Hadoop here, I will be having luxury of using this 5 GB RAM for the entire Hadoop. But the problem is, I suspect on this, the terminal, this is not a full-fledged operating system. Sometimes what happens, Hadoop also, so that we'll see later. So this is one of the, now the other, I'm just going to close this. The other way, the full-fledged way, suppose you want to learn networking. See, ఇప్పుడు ఈ Ubuntu ఏమవుతుందంటే నేను నెట్వర్కింగ్ చూపించలేను ఇందులో. If config, this is only one machine. This is actually the IP address, and I have one more IP address which is loopback, which means my host computer. This is for local host, and this is the public host. I mean the address for the public. So people outside, they look this address, but for me, suppose if I develop an application and I can make use of this, not this one. This is for the outside people, and this is for people inside my organization or something inside my computer. So I can just suppose if I go right now, local host, nothing will be there. Like it will not, because no application is hosted in my computer. So this computer don't know how to react to respond to the outside. So now, right now, outside public will try to use the browser. So when I go to the browser and use localhost, so I didn't tell my computer what to open. So whenever, if somebody requests, some outside request is coming to my computer, so my computer did not know, but I need to tell my computer what to open, how to behave, how to respond, and all everything. That is for the local host. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే, I cannot create one more terminal here. ఇక్కడ ఇంకో టెర్మినల్ క్రియేట్ చేసి నేను ఈ టెర్మినల్ నుంచి ఆ టెర్మినల్ కి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పాస్ చేయలేదు. I cannot pass. So networking, you cannot learn networking through this terminal. You can learn basics, like what is a terminal, so what can we do the terminal, how to communicate with my computer, how to use the processor, how to use the memory, how to create directories, how to create the files, how to store the information. I can do anything and everything, but I cannot practice networking. Hadoop, what happens? We need to practice the networking. We need to have the two nodes, and we have to transfer the information from one node to the other node. For that, what happens? There is another approach. It is the second approach. This approach ఏంటంటే, you need to have two tools. Okay, the first tool is VirtualBox. అన్ని ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయండి మీరు అన్ని ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయండి. I'm going to show you how to install Hadoop in local computer and as well as in virtual machine. Okay, so now first you have to download VirtualBox, I already have that in my computer. So this is the Windows host. So this one is the link. When you press on Windows host, it automatically retrieves the right software to your computer. Actually, you don't have 64, 32 at Windows host and when you press on this automatically. So this is there in my, I already have, I installed it. So Miren Chalande. So go to this URL, this one. So virtualbox.org/yt/downloads. There you got Windows host. Hello, are you all following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
sir.
Download this software, keep it in your computer. Where is it? In my computer, it is here. Here on the VirtualBox. Right click, run as administrator. So I already installed it, so I don't want to. Do you all see the installer? Installer is preparing. You all see the installer? So you just have to, now you have to press next. That's all, nothing. So I think all of you are experts of, I think you all know how to install software in Windows. So install this. Anybody who don't know how to install software in Windows? I don't think. All of you know how to install software. So Windows VirtualBox. Download this, install. Now I'm going to show you how does that look like. See, like Oracle VM VirtualBox. There is another thing called VMware. Don't do that. Don't install it. It is heavy software, and they stopped desktop application. I think they are providing some server level application today. You can just that's advanced. There is no doubt in that. But for learning purposes, for a student like you and teacher like me, we cannot use it. Maybe for commercial deployments, VMware is the Dell software. Dell computers, their software is VMware, and the VirtualBox is Oracle software. Oracle is still open source. Oracle is a gigantic software. It's a very old, as old as IBM, and they earlier used to Sun Systems. Now it is Oracle. There is an Indian. One of the founders is Indian. And then when you open this Oracle, this is how it looks like. Excuse me. This is how it looks like. This is actually, I didn't install. I imported the appliance. Ubuntu install అయిపోయింది చూపిస్తాను చూడండి నేను తర్వాత చూపిస్తాను ఎలాగ. First let me start the Ubuntu machine. Now I'm going to open a machine inside a computer inside a computer. So this is altogether a separate computer. So this is the computer. So now I'm opening a machine inside a machine. This is called Ubuntu operating system. So I'm trying to open a computer inside a computer. So now I have two computers. One is the host, the other one is the client. Client, there are two nodes. My base computer is Windows machine, and in VirtualBox, I have another computer which is Ubuntu machine. So this is Ubuntu. This is how Ubuntu looks like. So I have to go, I think this is 20.04 only. I think it's already installed. I already installed it. Actually, I didn't install, I imported the appliance, which means a VirtualBox image. I'll show you everything. మీరేం చేయొచ్చు అంటే ఈ VirtualBox image నా దగ్గర ఉంది. నేను already I created it and kept it with me. So you people, you can either take it from me or you can create your own virtual image. మీ image మీరు క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అది ఎలాగో నేను చూపిస్తాను. So ఇప్పుడు this is actually there is a display problem here in this computer. Yeah, there is no display problem. Actually, my earlier computer is. So this is how Ubuntu. Now, right now, you can feel like this machine. So when you maximize the screen, this is how Ubuntu operating system looks like in any computer. Except this task, I can also look at that task manager. I mean, it's not a task manager, it's a task pane. ఇక్కడ కింద బాటంలో టాస్క్ పేన్ అది ఉంటే మంచిది, ఎందుకంటే అది కనపడకుండా పోతే తర్వాత మనకు కష్టమైపోతుంది. బికాస్ ఐ కెన్ మినిమైజ్ అండ్ మాక్సిమైజ్. దిస్ ఈజ్ యాక్చువల్లీ Ubuntu ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్. సో ఇందులో లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ చూసినట్లయితే this is called Unity task bar. This is Unity task bar. The desktop environment which is available in Ubuntu 20.04. I think I'll show. When you press Ctrl Alt T, your terminal opens. ఇది టర్మినల్. ఈ టర్మినల్ నేను విండోస్ లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయడం చూపించాను మీకు. అంటే ఇప్పటి వరకు నేను టర్మినల్ గురించి మాట్లాడడం చూసారా? దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ దిస్ టర్మినల్. యు ఆల్ గాట్ ది పాయింట్ నౌ?
Yes, sir.
So instead of opening the terminal inside Ubuntu operating system, I installed the terminal in the Windows operating system. So ఈ Ubuntu, ఇక్కడ Ubuntu అని ఇది కాదు, ఇక్కడ ఇందులో ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి మనం Ubuntu అని చూస్తే this is actually the terminal, which is nothing but this terminal. ఈ టెర్మినల్ అది, ఈ టెర్మినల్ ని నేను విండోస్ లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశాను అన్నమాట. So actually we have to open the terminal like this in Ubuntu operating system. So there are many ways you can install Ubuntu operating system. This is one of the ways, through virtual machine, virtualization software, just like Oracle VirtualBox. And you can also install Ubuntu dual boot machine. You can convert your entire machine into the dual boot machine, which means both Windows and but don't delete Windows and have the Ubuntu. That is not good idea. అంటే మనం అందరం కూడా బిగినర్స్ కాబట్టి maybe we can do that in companies. A company can do that because they can have a policy decision. So let us not have the Windows, let us convert all our machines, Linux machines, so all of them can. But మనం learning లో ఉన్నాం కాబట్టి, so I'm a teacher, you are a student, so it is not always, because we need Windows for one way or the other. మనం ఇప్పుడు నేను క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ తయారు చేయాలి, I don't do it in Linux. And I want to create a question bank in Excel. There is one thing called, calci, alt F1 అంటే search అన్నమాట. అది calci అనేది స్ప్రెడ్షీట్ అప్లికేషన్. It's just like Excel. Like Windows లో Excel ఎలా ఉంటుంది, అలా స్ప్రెడ్షీట్ అన్నమాట. I can also save it as Windows Excel sheet. That's a different thing. LSB release -a Ubuntu 18.04 ఇది చూసారా? This is not 20.04. నేను ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలంటే అప్డేట్ చేయాలి. This is not 20.04, whereas in Windows I have 20.04. This is not, it is LTS, but released in 2018. I'm still using the same Ubuntu software. I'm going to show you 20.04 later. So this is not advanced, but this is the other way. So we can install Linux in VirtualBox and open terminal, and here this is the right place for Hadoop. Now we can install Hadoop and then start learning it. Maybe we can also develop it. We can write add-ons, or we can also participate in Hadoop development, extensibility, so anything and everything, because it is open source. Hadoop is open source, so free. So we can install, change, and redistribute. We can share with the rest of the people. So this is the other way. So I explained you two ways. So how to get the Ubuntu terminal in Windows, and also ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఇది ఎలా వస్తుంది? How do we get this? How do we get this is that you need to have, I'm just going to shut down this. I'm going to shut down. So you know how to install VirtualBox, right? Now after you install VirtualBox, what you need to do is go to the browser and then Ubuntu download. It's free. Windows is not free. You need to beg from somewhere, and you need to pilfer the license. But Linux is not like that. You can download like a king. So download. ఇది డౌన్లోడ్ అవ్వదు. ఇక్కడ డౌన్లోడ్ నౌ అని ప్రెస్ చేస్తే మీకు అలా వస్తుంది. చూసారా? Ubuntu -20.04.3 desktop AMD 6401. Already I downloaded it. It is already there. So this is, I don't want to download this. So after you download, it just looks like this. You go to software. So So this is ISO file. So here disk image file. This is an ISO file. So every operating system is shipped as in ISO file, .iso file, image file. It's an image file. So this is, ఇప్పుడు మామూలుగా నేను suppose if I want to install this ISO, I mean this operating this file in my computer, what I need to do is I can either write this software into a CD drive or DVD disk and use my DVD drive to install it, just like Windows ఎలాగ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తాం DVDలో మనం we'll write it in DVD and then we insert into the DVD drive and then అలా చేసుకోవచ్చు. The other way, I can create a bootable disk. ఏదైనా pen drive 2 GB pen drive ఉంటే సరిపోతుంది. There are software applications available. We can if you have 2 GB pen drive, you can convert that pen drive into a bootable drive, and that drive can be used everywhere. So wherever you go, you can just plug in that pen drive. Either you can open and use it or install it in that computer. That is one way. Second way is this VirtualBox. A third way is this VirtualBox. So you can just so either you can go for the dual boot system, you can keep it in pen drive and use it. You can also use virtualization software just like VirtualBox to install this software, the operating system, Linux Ubuntu operating system. So I'll tell you how to install Ubuntu operating system in my next class.